Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminally, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, an update on the channel and also things I'm doing outside of YouTube. So I've spent most of the last week in bed with some kind of cold or virus. You may still be able to hear a bit of a croak in my voice, so apologies for that. But it's given me a lot of time to think. And I've been thinking both about what I want to do with the channel in the months and longer ahead, and also things I want to do outside of YouTube. So I really enjoy making YouTube videos. I love talking to all of you about books. But there are some things outside of YouTube that I'd like to do more of as well. So what I'm going to do in this video is talk to you about things in three sections. So initially I'll talk about YouTube. So what am I going to be doing on YouTube? What can you expect to see on the channel in the months ahead? What changes will you see, if any? Secondly, I'm going to talk more about stuff outside of YouTube, and those first two sections, the YouTube section and the outside of YouTube section, will both all be about free stuff you can access without spending any money at all. And then in the final section, I'll talk briefly about the stuff I offer to my patrons and channel members. So should you want to support me financially, some of the additional things you can get. Right, so let's start with YouTube then. And the headline here is not much is changing, so don't worry. You will continue to get what you get today. So you will continue to get 5 long or longish form videos a week. So videos that are between about 8 minutes and half an hour long. That is like the core of what I do. That's what I enjoy doing most. I absolutely love it. I can't stop talking about books, and doing it on YouTube is really satisfying to me. So that is not going to change at all. And that will continue to be in a on the same days that it is today, and into a similar schedule that it is today. So going up at the same time on those same days, and you will continue to get a weekly wrap-up video on a Saturday, a video on Sunday, which will normally be a bit more of a talky video about a particular topic, videos on Monday and Tuesday, which could be a variety of things, book hauls, top 10s, that kind of thing, and also like TBR plans for the month ahead and monthly wrap-ups. And then on a Thursday, almost always you will get a review video, normally a single book review. One of the things I've read recently that I've been most impressed by and most want to talk about. So that is like the core of my YouTube offering, if you like. What I am also starting to do, though, is more short form content. So this is something I've experimented with in the past and hadn't particularly enjoyed, but I've really got into it recently. There's something I enjoy about the challenge of making a much shorter video. You have to be a lot punchier, a lot more focused. I can't ramble like I often do in my videos. So it's an interesting challenge for me as like a creative person to do something in a slightly different format. So you will also get on YouTube Shorts from me. I'm not sure how many of those there will be, probably at least one a day. Sometimes you may get more than one a day. And you will also be able to access that short content elsewhere. So you may or may not be aware of this, but one of the limitations of YouTube Shorts is they can only be up to a minute long. So they really do have to be short. So if I have made short content that is less than a minute long, I'll put it up on YouTube. But I do make some content that's a bit more than a minute long. It can be, kind of 2 or 3 minutes. So that stuff will show up usually on TikTok, Instagram and Facebook. And if you want to follow me in those other places, if you don't already, then in the link to this, in the description for this video, that's what I'm trying to say, there's my link tree, and in my link tree are all the different places you can follow me. And the reason I'm posting in multiple places is because I know people have their platforms of choice. There are places that people feel more comfortable hanging out. So if if you feel comfortable hanging out on Facebook and you want to access additional content from me on Facebook, then subscribe to or follow my page on Facebook and you'll get it there. Same with Instagram, same with TikTok. So wherever you like to hang out, unfortunately for you, you will find me should you want to. So the basic story for YouTube is roughly the same kind of 5 videos a week plus some short form videos as well. In terms of what my focus for the channel is going to be for the remainder of this year, probably and into the beginning of next year, it's really going to be on catching up on my review copies. So I am very, very fortunate that publishers and authors send me books all the time to review. In fact, I think I've had about 5 arrive today. So yeah, I'm really, really fortunate. I feel very blessed. I did make a short video about this the other day about how blessed I felt to be, sent books by authors I really admire to review. And I also love to support authors I haven't heard of. I really like to support indie authors. So yeah, if you are an indie author and you think you've got a book that is suitable for me to review on the channel, in that link tree you will find submission guidelines for what you need to do to get me to take a look at your book and decide if I think it's right or not. So I have a huge backlog of books that have been sent to me that I need to review, a shamefully huge backlog. There's almost 200 books on it. So that really needs to be a focus. I really let it get out of hand. I didn't have a proper way of tracking it. I've now put that in place so I can really track and make sure I'm on top of it. So I will still be taking part in events, throughout the rest of the year. We've got Occult Detective October in October, which I'm a co-host for example. But I really need to focus on reading some of these review copies as well. So that's going to be my main focus, I think, for my reading in the remainder of the year. I will still read some older stuff as well because I can't resist it. But my main focus is going to be on clearing as much of that backlog as I can. So that basically is YouTube. So let's talk about stuff outside of YouTube then. So I kind of touched on this a bit in terms of the short form content. So I've said you'll be able to access that on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. The other thing I'm really keen to do more of is written content. So my origins as a book reviewer are, someone who wrote reviews. I used to write for a website. I used to have my own blog that I ran, which is still there, criminally.com. I checked it today. I haven't uploaded anything there since December 2022. And I really do enjoy that written form of expressing myself about books. And it's, you end up saying the same things. Your impression of the book is the same as it would be for me if I were doing a spoken review, a video review, but you express it in a different way, and it helps me kind of frame my thoughts in a different way. So I'm keen to get back into doing those kind of written reviews again. So I'm going to start doing in a more focused way something I'd fallen out of the habit of doing, which is decent, not long, but short, snappy reviews on Goodreads. So everything I read will get a review on Goodreads going forward. I've been kind of sporadically doing it. I need to get better at being disciplined with it, and I enjoy it. So you'll get reviews on Goodreads. I'm also have now kind of reactivated my account on the Storygraph, which is a website like Goodreads that lets you track your reading and write short reviews of books that you've read. So if you hang out in those places, again, in my link tree, you'll find links to my pages there. So yes, so Goodreads and Storygraph for written reviews. I will also be posting those written reviews on Instagram with a picture as well, clearly. And those will also get shared to Facebook. So if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll get those short written reviews with a picture of the book. In addition to that, I have started something new, something I hadn't done before, which is Substack. So Substack is like a blogging platform, basically, that's having a bit of a moment at the moment. And I was really intrigued by it. I've been following a few accounts on there for a while, and it's just an engaging way to share written content with people. So it's like everything else, it's free to sign up for if you're not already a member. There's an app, and you can follow me there, link in my link tree. And what I'll be doing with that initially, I may expand this over time, but initially I'll be publishing a weekly newsletter, either on a Saturday or Sunday, that will just summarise my week. So you'll get a bit of kind of narrative about what's been going on, how I've been feeling about things, whatever I want to talk about really. And then you'll also get all of my written reviews for books that I've read that week, and links to all of the longer form videos that have been on the channel as well. So that if you've missed any of those, you'll just have them all in one place and you can see if they interest you. And I will also be publishing that newsletter via my WordPress blog, the criminally.com that I talked about, that's been languishing over the last couple of years. So that written content will be shared in a couple of places as well. And again, it's down to your personal preference if you enjoy reading reviews and things like that as to where you'd like to follow me to get that information. So that is all of the free stuff. All of that stuff is completely free and available to anybody. You just need to be signed up and follow me on those platforms. The other stuff then is the stuff I have talked about on the channel before, but let me just summarise it again. So I offer 2 kind of subscription services for people who want to support me, and it's really humbling for me when people are willing to put their hands in their pockets to pay to support the channel. It really helps me keep on top of things. It gives me money that I can invest in equipment and things like that, and books. So it really genuinely is appreciated. So you can support me financially should you want to in 2 different ways, either via Patreon. So Patreon, if you don't know, is basically a platform where creators can set up pages and offer additional content and perks and things like that to people who may want to support them. So on Patreon and also on YouTube channel memberships. And basically my main offering on both of those things is like the basic tier, which is like $3 or roughly £3 a month. And for that you get basically a ton of additional video content from me. So I do like a daily update, normally kind of 4 or 5 times a week, where I just talk for a couple of minutes about what I've been reading and what I've been up to. I also do a monthly Q&A video for my patrons and channel members. And we have a book club as well. So we pick a book to read every month. And I do a vlog of me reading that book and my thoughts as I've kind of gone through the book. And then I post that when I finished reading the book. So you get, various additional bits of content that you won't see anywhere else if you sign up to either of those things. You can have a look at the information again in my link tree. You'll see the information of what you get at the various tiers for both channel memberships and Patreon. But the £3 one I think is the best value one. That's the one where you get the most additional stuff for the smallest amount of money. And then the other place you can hang out and interact with me should you want to is my Discord server, which I haven't talked about so far in this video because it's not about creating content, it's just about hanging out and chatting. So a Discord server is a bit like a web forum in the old days, just somewhere with different sections for talking about different kinds of things. We've got loads of members there. I think I've got over 1,000 members there. And people just hang out and chat about books, about movies, about life, about all kinds of different things. So again, check the link tree for a link to my Discord server if you're not a member, and you can join up and hang out with us there. So yes, those are my plans for the coming months, both in YouTube and outside of YouTube. I made a video a little while ago called I'm a Bad Booktuber or something like that, where I talked about the things I think I'm not very good at on YouTube. And a couple of those are things I have really tried to address with these plans. So one of them is short form content, which I've talked about. I've come to really enjoy that form. So as I say, it won't impact the 5 longer videos you get a week, but you will get some additional shorter stuff from me as well. And then the other thing is replying to comments. So I'd got really bad at replying to comments, but I've managed to kind of restructure the part of my day that I dedicate to YouTube in order to get much better at replying to comments. So hopefully if you've left a comment on one of my videos in the last month or so, you will have had either a reply to it or a heart from me if it was a comment that didn't really need a reply. So yeah, that is what I intend to keep doing going forward. I'm going to make a video probably in the next week or 2 talking about kind of how I manage the channel, what my workflow is and things like that. So if you're interested in that, look out for that video too. Anyway, I will leave it there because my voice feels like it's going to give out. And say as always, thanks very much for watching. Hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're reading good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.